How's it going, everybody? This is Jake Adams from Reef Builders. I am back home in Colorado after a long weekend doing the dive show and doing the Reef Aquarium show. And hopefully you saw yesterday's video on the scribbled Watanabe angelfish. That was a really impressive specimen. But the focus of today's video is I wanted to show you some of the hottest eye candy that I saw at ReefAPalooza 2016. I have documented the most amazing corals at MACNA, at Reef Stock, and many other shows for a better part of the last decade. But this year I wanted to try something a little bit different. And so I took a bunch of video clips of corals that spoke to me, also corals that were really exceptionally popping this time. And no matter what you're into, whether it's LPS, SPS, zoanthids, mushrooms, this year's ReefAPalooza didn't disappoint. There was tons of just the most incredible, beautiful reef aquarium animals. Every year, I feel like the game and the level just is higher and higher and higher than it is previously. So here's just a small selection of some of the corals that spoke to me the most. I hope you guys enjoy. And if you haven't been to some of the larger reef shows like MACNA and Reef Stock, definitely put it on your bucket list because it's a really exciting opportunity to see just how nice corals can look. So to kick it off, we have a beautifully colored Sinarina with a white mouth, green vesicles, and red lines in between. Just a wonderful, wonderful coral. Anybody would be proud to have this in their aquarium. But this tank also featured a lot of different bounce style mushrooms. It's got a green, it's got the true bounce, which probably opens up as big as that white circle. And there's a variety of other mushrooms in this aquarium. This guy right here is a Homophilia australis, formerly known as Scolemia, although we'll probably call him Scolies for a long time. It's just amazing with that black UFO line concentric to the center with red and green stripes. And here's its sibling, Homophilia bowerbanki coral with half red and half green coloration. These corals are just simply amazing. This was actually the California Aquarium's booth. I should have told them to shut off the water, but this was one coral that spoke to me again and again and again. If I lived locally, there's no way I would have passed it up. It was good price and just totally killer color. And it was not by the polyp either. It was for the full colony. And what's interesting is these two master scolies, Homophilia australis, were nearly identical. They came from the same vendor. This was in the tank of worldwide corals. And it's funny because a lot of times we say corals are one of a kind, but apparently these two scolies are two of a kind. And we can imagine that these might have been collected on the reef together. Again, there was a lot of different bounce mushrooms. This wasn't the biggest one, but it was really just beautiful, perfect, concentric, and huge diversity of vesicle sizes. Those neon orange vesicles just never get old. And this vendor also had some tricked out Rhodactis mushrooms and bullseye mushrooms with bright green vesicles, those tentacles. And here we have some other new style bounce shrooms with the green vesicles, orange vesicles, and some rainbows which haven't yet developed their large vesicles. So shrooms are still really hot. They're right now some of the most expensive, but the price has come down quite a bit from last year when a giant bounce shroom sold for $6,000. Now, I'm not very much of a zoanthid guy. I'm kind of a casual appreciator, but I really have a soft spot for Palithoa grandis. And this colony with a bright green center and the deep brown ring around it, it's something that I have grown in my aquariums many times over, and it's simply one of my favorites. So there was frags of it too. Now, this was a Sandbar Pet Shop. They had this red Cycloceras, just a beefy red cyclo that they'd had for several months. And they've been feeding it, power feeding it basically a few times a week to get it that puffy. And once again, these rainbow Fruity Pebbles, Skittles style micro lords are just all over the place. Here's a solar flare, and it's probably a wild colony, not the grown out strain, but if you kept it in your aquarium a long time, they would probably look virtually identical. So So here's some of the best lures I saw, and a few years ago there was a craze for these tricolor pectinias, and now it's no problem to come across 2, 3, 4, 5 in the same tank, and they're just really, really exceptional corals. Now here we have the tank of zoanthids.com. They are always on point and have just such a diversity of corals and master presentation. This is a Micromusa indiana. It's described, I think, earlier this year, formerly known as Acan maxima, which is only from the Red Sea, so we've never had an Acan maxima. And I am not kidding, these Rhodactis were exactly this color under some old school AI Soul blues. So not sure what this coral is. It could be a really small Scolemia or a Micromusa indiana, but even the Christmas Favias were just totally banging. We've got a big colony of nice orange Accordia yumas, and again, some of these proto-bounce shrooms that are a little bit more floatable right now, but grow out to be really exceptional. And this, I don't know what the name of this one is. This is probably going to take over for the bounce shroom. Disc corals were also off the hook. So zoanthids.com, I'm not trying to plug them specifically, but it's a really good, always a really good display of frags, and a lot of tanks look like this, and this is the reason to go to the reef shows. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.